Okay, I'll start the meeting.
Yes,
So one,
thank you.
here come. Jan, what's the rules about quarantine, if you travel to California and come back?
It's not for me. I can do what I want. I can school. If somebody else is asking me.
Anyone in the state of New Hampshire now can travel anywhere in the United States and they do not need to quarantine.
Okay.
I thought they changed it, I wasn't sure.
Do you want a hard copy of that you got emailed?
No, I got it.
Nothing. I got it.
Okay.
Congrats. I just.
It passed. Okay, Beth, you want to be on it?
Me again?
That's always you, Beth.
Always me? All right.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic
For which it stands,
one nation, under God, indivisible,
indivisible,
liberty, justice
for all.
Okay.
Earl, you really can't take it.
Okay, before we go on, I want to make sure I get something in the minutes,
Thank you. 44.
okay? Tammy, can you hear me?
Head is shaking.
I can't see your head bobbing, it's too far away.
Yes.
Okay, every year, I have to sign, the chairman has to sign, what they call general assurance, definition, participation in federal programs. What it is, you have certain guidelines you have to go by, set grant money.
Huh? Okay,
so I signed it today, and it has to be in the minutes, and the document will be turned in.
Okay.
That's what this thing is yellow that you got was highlighted in yellow on. Okay. We all set? My number there. All right, moving on, the minutes for, 3/21, and then vote, public hearing minutes,
We have 3:31.
3/31, yes.
Okay. I will make the minutes on 3:31. And
Do I have a second? There's no other.
so I have 3:24.
Hey,
That's
Peg, you're
different.
moving your papers around. I can't hear.
I know.
I'm just
sorry.
joking. I was just saying that to her because she said that to me the other day.
But I second the motion to accept this 3:31 meeting.
Okay, thank you very much. Do I have any corrections? Abigail?
Yes.
Peggy?
Aye.
Aye.
Hi.
Aye.
Okay. Moving on, page 2, remote person public minutes, will be Wednesday, March 24th, 2021.
I will make a motion with a couple of, you want none?
No, not yet.
Okay, public. I will, I'm gonna go over those first.
Well, if you'd like to, and if somebody else has anything over theirs.
Okay, page 1, I added Emily for policy committee. A couple of grammatical and education on page 2. The same thing is bus transportation, grammatical changes. Under staff, 3, I changed from $5 to $10 a year to pay for days worked, is that what it was?
Would it be possible if you guys pushed the microphones back a little? Because all I'm hearing is ruffling of papers and I can't hear anything. I do appreciate it. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Okay, go ahead, Peg.
And then down at the bottom of page 3, I just added she had memo of understanding, memorandum of understanding. Page 4, ELO schools under, the 276 presentation, they really are CTE schools. And on page 5, under the to-do list, creating a salary schedule, and she had for the subs. That was the big one that we talked about for all employees not covered by the CBA, which is the teacher's contract. That's all I had.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Do you have any corrections, Melissa?
Nope.
Anybody else?
Aye.
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 In the wrong spot, yeah. Okay, Wednesday, March 24th, 2021, in person.
I will make a motion to approve, Wednesday, March 24th, the remote in-person. And with a correction on page 2, that I think you might have had a correction, Doug. Under the facilities manager position, motion to approve in addition to the 2% that is given yearly. I took that out and just said is in the budget for next year because we don't give a 2% every year.
Do I have a second?
Second.
I have a correction on that same paragraph. That vote was 3-1, 3 yes, 1 no, 0. I voted no. So that's it. Abigail?
Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. Do we have any public comment? I guess not. Moving on. Superintendent reports. Earl, you're up.
Absolutely. We have good news. Waiver request that the following day after the board met last week on Thursday morning, Chair Doug Shute and I sent the request out to the state, and I've been on the phone with them nonstop. And I indicated to them earlier in the day, I'm really grateful for the time and the inundation that they have on these requests. But the board is going to meet tonight at 6, and we have to make some decisions on the basis of how they decide. At 3:28, I received that, and I sent it to Jan, and I sent it to the entire board, and I made phone calls to mostly all of the administration to make them aware of this. So as you can see there, in a very succinct way, this allows for Nuke Middle High School to stay in the hybrid learning environment through May 9th. Now, obviously, Jan can let you know they're working hard. If in the event things work out, she has the leeway to pivot there to full in learning on the 3rd. But right now, so that parents can plan ahead and so forth, we are looking at the approval of the waiver. So subsequently, we will be making plans and continue to make plans for Nuke Middle High School will remain in the hybrid through May 9, and then subsequently return to full-time in person. And on the other hand, MES has been in full 5 days in person in kindergarten through 2. They have all expectations to move forth to grades 3 through 5. I've been in conversation, as has the board has been informed, and prescriptive plans have been made. In addition, Mr. Kwok could speak to that. We have the whole team here. The special ed paras and staff are all set to go. And Mrs. Fina has worked with Tim Eldridge, and they're working on the spacing of students on the bus to allow for neighbor students to sit in the same seat. And they've as of each day, they've worked on that. At this point, what I'm going to do is have each of the departments give you a big thumbnail, a brief thumbnail look of where they are. But where the community is concerned, and we've been, I hope, pretty good with communicating to different parents, and it makes it a little difficult because within the same district, we have different days when students are going to return, but in some instances, it's not unlike other schools. So, John, did I state the points that you're fully back in K2, and on Monday, the 19th, you're all set to go with grades 3-5? Mr. Safina?
Yep, we're all set. Rockets on the launch pad, all systems go. We're hoping for a successful launch on Monday. Fingers crossed.
Okay, good, thank you. Rob Qua, where are you as far as the SPED staff and Paris?
We're looking really good. We have the people we need in MES to be ready to go for Monday. I'm actually still getting applications, which is great. So we'll be even better off shortly, hopefully. But we are fully prepared to have 3 through 5 students come in. There may be some scheduling difficulties as we manage services being delivered from a remote teacher to a student in school. So there will be some logistics to work out, and the first week might be a little bit dodgy, but we will be fully staffed and able to deliver all the services we need to deliver, which is great. And I think we would have been ready for Newt, but having those extra 2 weeks be prepared is going to be a godsend.
Does the board have anything to ask either for MES or for Rob Qua as far as SPED? Okay, so we can move on. Last time we spoke to custodial staffing was a concern. Bob, would you like to speak to that? What has been done in the interim?
Yes, I will. Today, we started a Milton School District paid part-time person on second shift, working at Newt. Next week on Monday, for the week on second shift, Serve Pro will be helping us with custodial services for the week. And then starting the week after vacation on 5/3, ACP, our other contractor for custodial help, will be adding in then the custodian that'll serve at Newt, at the elementary school through the end of the school year. Now, at Newt, ACP will be providing a custodian for us starting next week on Monday. And so that person then will get acclimated to the middle school wing. That'll be where that person will be assigned. So I think that's it. Did I leave anything out, Earl?
No, I think that was good. Does the board have anything to ask us as far as that goes.
Yes, I do. Bob, on these people that are being contracted outside, is that coming from the operating budget or is it coming from a grant?
They're coming from a grant?
Everybody from the outside?
Yes.
Okay. Anybody else?
Okay, thank you. Jen, and then we'll go on to Jan, and then we'll have Dawn say a bit about the vaccines. Jen has some good news for us. Jen, want to let them know about the good news? What came in?
We have no idea what she's talking about.
So we got our Chromebooks.
Yay! Whoa!
What?
Chromebooks.
Oh,
We got them. They're here.
They're here. The
Chromebooks.
Oh, thank you. I almost
I
fell
don't
up.
know what they are
Time
anymore.
for summer.
I know. So they're here. They're in our district. Some are already at MES. So are here. 120 are MES so far, along with what they already have. We got 410. They are currently being distributed per building. We're working with Back Bay on a plan for both schools to distribute them, but we have to get the Chromebooks out, some of our computers back. So they'll do it within the next 2 weeks. So starting next week, we'll start getting them out, and then probably the week after break, just everyone's coming back and everything that's going on. Of course, they come in that week, so.
So there is a rainbow at the end. As a result of the turmoil we've had, at least from now on, we will have Chromebooks and every student in the district will be equipped. Going on, and then we'll have Jan pull up the rear and we'll have Dawn. Good news on the vaccine front. Dawn and Sue, do you want to talk about that?
Earl.
I have bad news.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
You're not allowed to talk then.
I was just gonna say that the Stratford County Public Health has invited our students age 16 and over to a COVID vaccine clinic that's being held starting this weekend. The first dose will be this weekend. It's gonna be held at Oyster River High School and Rochester Middle School. So Jan has already forwarded all of the information to the high school students and their families. So they have all the flyer and everything that has all the details and times, and students do not need to make a scheduled appointment. They can just show up during the allotted time if they are interested in getting the Pfizer vaccine.
And also we have the coordination all set for shot 2 as far as staff is concerned.
Yep, staff's second dose will be given at the second clinic this Friday at Farmington High School.
Excellent. Both Dawn and Sue throughout this, as I've said before, have gone way, way, way beyond in field calls at night and on the weekends. And now they've really stepped up and helped me do this work as far as the vaccines. And so we got the funds through the grants, we got Chromebooks, we have staffing, we're getting vaccine. So there's light at the end here. There's definitely light at the end. Now, Jan, you could let them know where the new middle high school is in terms of the full return and what you need to do in order to get the desks moved around.
Yes. So I have good news, bad news. So good news, we did get our waiver, which they're not just blanket approving these and have been denied. So we're very relieved to get that. I do want to make sure everybody knows, I've seen some comments on Facebook in town, and we've actually had parents ask us questions about our remote teachers. And the comments were, they don't want to work, or the union told them not to work. Absolutely not true in Milton. My teacher around the country or around the state, not here. When our teachers were told by their doctors they had to go remote, many of them cried. And they had to have documentation. They couldn't just say, I can't work. They had to have documentation. All of them have been working every single day, every single period. So they still prep their classes, post the assignments, grade the assignments, Zoom or Google Meet into the classrooms to teach the classes. So they've been working this entire time. Yay, good news. Looks like we're going to have 3 teachers and 2 parents back on May 10th. So again, 2 weeks after their vaccination, their doctors are approving them to come back into the building because they can no longer catch it or spread it. So that's, again, the good news. So in preparing for this, because we didn't know if we were going to get the waiver, we have to move furniture. So last week, Jen and I and guidance tried to tweak the schedule because every day we get more calls from parents saying they want their remote child to come back when we go fully back, which is awesome. So that tweaks our numbers of how many chairs and desks and all that we have. So I think we have a fairly firm number now. I know it'll probably change again. Then we went through inventory the rooms, exactly how many chairs, tables, shields. And so we have a grid of, we want to get, like, we moved some middle school tables to the high school. We want to get those back in the middle school where they belong. So we have a chart of all the tables that need to be moved and shields. All the tables that have been marked. Jen and I and Bob went around today and put Peter's tape on them saying move to room whatever. Jen delivered the shields for every room, the number of shields they had. The only thing left to do tomorrow really is chairs, because some of them are getting desks with the chairs attached, so they're not going to need the chairs left in their room. Where are we going to put those? Again, because we didn't know whether we get the waiver or not, we need to be ready for Monday. Bob has worked with the contract movers, tells us move those, and they're available Friday. So, Rose, you want me to ask now or later?
Is that the bad news?
That's better. The bad news is we need to not have kids in the building when we move tables. Is it possible to be remote on Friday so that we can have movers and people moving desks, chairs, shields, getting the room set up so that we're ready to be fully back? So, right now we have the movers available. Like Bob was reaching out again, we're like, we're not here for Monday because we don't know what's going to happen for Monday. So they were available Friday. If we wait and do it later, if we do a remote day after April 19th, that doesn't count as a school day, according to the governor, and we'd have to make it up at the end of the year.
So you want it for the 16th, this Friday?
This Friday.
The grant will pay for the movers.
Okay.
The grant pays for the
The grant will pay for the movers.
Okay. I will make a motion that we allow April the 16th, Friday, to be a remote training day, just for the middle and high school,
Just for the middle and high school.
not
Second
MES.
that?
Do I have any discussion? Any questions? Going, gone.
Aye.
There you got it.
The other thing is we were really, really looking to see, is there any way we can stretch to move our staff to be back on the 19th, or to be back on the 3rd even. So we looked, right now, there's 7 classes that we can't cover, with nobody calling out. So 2 of our subs are part-time, and 2 of our subs that are college students. One was part-time, and one is gonna have to go part-time starting May 3rd for a class. So we're gonna have 4 now part-time subs. And again, May 3rd, just because there's already a staff member who has an appointment, we have 10 classes already on May 3rd we can't cover. So there's just no way we can bring everybody back. So we're doing the best we can. We are trying to get everything covered, but we're gonna be limping through the next 2 weeks and then here on the 10th when they're back. On that note, we are working on activities for the kids, because we want the first day back to be a celebration, not a rest of school. So our pep squad and our advisory committee and our moving mountains committee are all working on things for that first week back and that first day back, to try to make it an uplifting, let's have a fresh start to the year. We're also looking to try to get our new weeks in. So typically, high school new week is the week before February, and middle school is the week before April break, would be next week. We're gonna have to tweak it. We can't have everybody in the gym like we do, but we're gonna try to get some of those class competitions back to the group.
Okay. I just have a couple questions on it, talking about staffing. As of right now, you don't have any qualified applicants for the shop teacher, correct?
Right. For next year, I do. There are people who applied for next fall.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Because that's what I was gonna ask. If we don't have any, is there something that we could do other than a shop if we couldn't find a shop teacher? But you said we have applicants.
Yes, we do have
So then that
applicants.
answers my next question. Thank you.
Okay.
Do you have another one, Melissa?
No, I do.
Peg, sorry, go ahead.
You just mentioned it, Jan. If we try to move out the, remote day beyond April 19th,
16th is Friday.
okay, I know, but we want it this Friday. But I mean, if we move it beyond you have to be back in
Do it after
school,
Monday.
what happens, I did read the acceptance of the waiver, but there was also something else that did come out about going to summer school. And I'm just wondering if that is because they approved the waiver, we don't have
What the governor said on Saturday was that people that do not, follow his mandate without a waiver, any day that they're remote would not count as one of their 180 days of school, and they would have to extend their school year into June and July. So for example, if we continued in the hybrid model for 2 weeks without the waiver, we would owe the state 5 more days of school.
It would be like a snow day almost, right? You have to make up at the end of the year, basically. Okay,
What
that's
he
what I
doesn't
thought.
understand is our teachers are still working every day, so their contract would still be over.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not
It
sure
wouldn't
how
be
that
any-
would work, but we're not gonna.
Okay, but because we got the waiver approved, we're all set?
We're all set.
Awesome, good, thank you. That was a scary question for me. Thought.
Anybody?
Thank you, Dan.
Earl, I guess you're back to you.
Okay, we've comprehensively, Doug, we have, also covered 5B about the order. I think it's been pretty succinct in terms of the discussion. So we are completed with our update, and we also are complete with 5B as you go down the agenda.
B or C?
5B.
Okay, well. 5B, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Now what
we just
about,
did 4C.
yeah, okay, I crossed that one out. Okay. Done that ahead of time. You have anything else, Earl, before I move on?
No, that's excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you.
We all set? I move on to financial?
Doug,
I'm sorry.
Jan has something else?
I have my administrative update, but it's after financial academy services, we're good. I'm not being self-dating.
Dating?
We'll look at it then.
Got it then. Okay, no problem. Monthly expense report, page 10, 35. Okay. Everybody reviewed it? Any questions? You're gonna train Abigail now? Go ahead.
I tried. Now, I did have a couple of questions. Nate very nicely, as usual, answered them for me, so thank you, Nate. And the only thing, how about encumbrances? Are we totally encumbered or not?
No,
Okay,
that's what I'm working on for the next month.
okay,
I'm hoping to have it pretty accurate by our next meeting.
awesome, thank you.
Anybody else on that? Moving on. Gonna be page 36. 38. Monthly revenue report, 331. Anything?
I had another question, and again, Nate answered it for me, so I'm all set with that too.
Okay.
Thank you, Nate, again.
You're welcome.
Page 39 to 44. My page turn around here. Monthly grant report.
That was what I just said, I asked.
I just brought up. It was revenue. Just grant 331. Did I say it wrong? Any questions?
Now, that's the one that I did have a question on, and he answered. I didn't have a question on the revenue, sorry.
Okay, we all set on that one?
Yep.
Far enough apart.
Okay, page 45, 47. It's going to be the treasurer's report. I need a motion to pass it.
I will make a motion to approve the October bank reconciliation treasurer's report.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that.
God.
Any questions?
Nate, how are we doing, or how is Mackenzie doing?
He's
This is
getting there.
October?
He's on November
Okay.
right now. Yep,
Okay, good, thank you.
yep.
Okay, Abigail?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Aye.
Passes. Okay, page 48 and 49 will be February's food service operating costs. Any questions?
It looks like we're doing better than what was budgeted, Nathan?
Yes.
Okay,
Okay. Moving on. All right. Okay, we're down to 4B. Page 50, 79, it's Fresh Picks Cafe Services contract. Right?
Yep.
I think the contract, tell me if I'm wrong, Nate, is down by $3,038.83 from last
Yep.
year.
Yes.
Does anybody have any questions?
yeah, how did you come up with that?
Figure?
Because I looked
Well,
at it and, what, Nate?
It's, keep in mind, the amount this year is a default budget amount.
We need to approve them.
Oh, good. Well, okay. It was, but we are encumbering, I'm looking, 44,000. And this is 47,000, so to me, it's an increase. Is it an increase or a decrease?
It is a decrease over what was budgeted for this year, which is the default, but it's an increase over what we're paying this year by about 5,000.
By 5,000.
Does that make sense?
Okay, I keep forgetting that we're still working on a default budget.
Yeah.
So may I just ask, do you have off the top of your head or on a piece of paper what the projection was for this year that would have been the default? Or what is, you know what, never mind. What is
The proposed budget for next year would be what we're currently paying. So we are going to
Okay.
be overspent by about 5,000.
Okay, and that's this contract, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I just wanted to verify. Did they give any explanation as to why we're over?
No, just increased costs.
Okay, because there was something about, does not include any unforeseen increases to minimum wage or to wages, but,
They say that every year, though. That's the normal.
okay. All right, that was the only question I had, Doug. So we have to vote on this.
Yes, but I'm gonna ask a question then. So on the expense report on page, we've gone past it, but, this report says it's 284,548.83, so that's incorrect?
No, that was the default budget from a couple years ago. If you recall, we had asked them to cut a position so that it would lower the cost. But because we've been running a default budget every year, we've kept that higher cost in. But now we went back and said we need help with the floors, cleaning the floors every day. So they had to increase the cost. So you're comparing two different numbers.
Yeah, but $5,000 on page 34 is food service repair and maintenance. I'm sorry to bring us back to this. Okay, all right, so this is what they want, 281,510.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you're asking about the,
I'll get with you later.
okay.
I won't hold it up. I'll make a motion that we accept the contract for 281,510.
I will second that.
Do we have any?
This is the only bid that you got, right, Nate?
This is a renewal bid, so we don't have to go out to bid.
Oh, okay, all right,
We
thank you.
did that last year. We're required by the state to do it every 5 years. And if
Okay,
you
I just
recall,
remembered the 1 year,
yeah, if you recall, last year they were the only bid.
yep.
Now, when you say 5 years, is that just, that isn't just for the food contract, is it, or is that for everything?
That's for a contract with Cafe Services.
Only?
Yeah.
Okay, I just wanted to, because I thought it was, something different for everything else. Okay, any more discussion on this contract? Abigail?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, passes.
All right, thank you.
So when do I need to come in and sign it?
You can do it tomorrow if you want.
I should be around.
Okay.
Yes, cafe services. Okay, move down to 4D, the memorandum of understanding, and I want to say that Peg handled this whole deal. She did a very good job asking excellent questions.
We know she has excellent questions. Thank you, Doug.
Okay, so if there's anything wrong with it, you blame Peg.
Oh, thanks. I knew there was a caveat there somewhere.
Okay,
Okay, what happened? You have the latest one that you'll notice Mary Ann Doan, the president, has already signed it. Because there were a couple of things. The second paragraph under compensation, the way it read, both Doug and I were kind of confused because it looks like I'm doing something and I'm getting $50 a day, but then, oh my, I can do something extra and get $50 a week. It's either or, and they did add the word or, which I think is great. So they're two totally different scenarios. All right, so if anybody has any question on what they are, and Jan very, very kindly told me and Doug that perhaps you don't quite understand what synchronous instruction is. You were very sweet about it.
feel like I'm back in school.
And then the duration changed because obviously MES is going back April 19th and Nuke is now going back May 10th. It was originally May 10th and then through the end of the year, ending on June 18th. So if anybody has any questions, I will be more than happy to try to answer them, but it looks good.
Now, we didn't, people remember back 2 weeks ago, we didn't approve this MOU, but there were some changes made in it, and that's why it's being
Right.
brought forward to you again, because it needed to be tweeted. So that's
Tweeted?
tweeted.
Tweet.
Tweet, okay.
Tweet is when you go onto Twitter.
Okay, all right, okay, thanks. Okay,
Okay, then I will make a motion to approve this MOU between the school board and the Milton Education Association.
do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, Abigail?
Aye. Aye. Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I want to stop right there. I'll sign both contracts. Now, going to witness it.
That was just a, whenever we had to sign it, yeah, I don't know why we did it. I guess so.
Mary Ann Doan, do you want your copy or you want to wait? I'll do whatever you want.
She's coming up.
She's coming up, all
Trying
right.
to get through.
I'm sorry about the maze. Get a signed copy, there you go.
Great, thanks.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mary Ann, for your help.
I know.
I'll turn the other one in tomorrow. I'll go down and see Nate. It's the wrong date, that's all right.
Let anything come down.
Okay, so now we should have, I don't know what happened.
What's the matter now?
Well, because Jan has an insert here
Dress up and learning.
that we kind of bypassed.
I don't see it
So
listed.
I know.
Don't see it
Page
listed.
80.
It was up higher.
Well, it should have been administrative update and all we talked about was waiver request.
I think it got mixed up.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll let her talk. But yes,
So the grant's not approved, so that MOU is pending grant approval, or are we finding money? We wrote it to be approved. but that money is not necessarily approved yet. Would you want it to say pending grant approval, like teachers don't do anything until we know the funding is secured?
I thought,
I have confidence in it getting approved, but there should be a caveat there that you guys know that that's not necessarily approved yet. I can check right now. Once I check it, once it's approved.
Nate?
Something that in the notes can't hear.
I can go up.
Was that something I needed to put in the notes?
Yeah, it's just going up. I was checking it over time. Sometimes it's free. So I was just saying that the MOU has not been approved by the grant management system, so the grant's not approved yet for that. It's been approved for everything else we've talked about tonight, but the MOU is not there yet. So it's under budget review. So I'm confident it will be approved, but do you want to say pending grant approval? Like, I just don't want teachers to do something and then not go back for it. So do we want to make sure it's approved before they start doing the extra thing? Or do we have the money? I don't know.
Well,
I mean, I guess that's your question too. It's under budget review, which usually means that the task is approved. I just don't want to do anything in the wrong way.
So my question to Nate, I'm asking you if it doesn't get approved, is there money in the budget to be able to compensate?
yes.
At this time, I believe there will be, yes.
I don't think we really need to.
So,
I'm sorry?
I don't think we really need to do the pending then, right? No.
no,
Because then you need to do it.
they need to put it, and I want to make sure we can pay it. It needs to be
That's the
done.
hard part. I just want to
Okay.
make sure that-
But what you gotta remember, at the end of your operating budget, you got $447,000 left as of this moment, but not everything has been encumbered.
Oh, yeah, I mean, I'm hoping this comes out of the grant. I
Oh, yeah.
can't.
But I just want to make sure we will pay them one way or another.
Yes, Melissa, you'll be writing them out a check, honey.
Okay? With my pennies.
I'll get the backup.
Nate. So
Go ahead.
if this goes through the operating budget, does the grant pay the operating budget back? Do you see what I'm saying?
It depends on the
I was just
timing.
curious how it works.
There's a timing issue.
Okay, I was just
If it's
curious how it works.
If it's approved like tomorrow, then we're good.
Okay.
Might as well get it over with.
So I have, an update and then I do have a request. I'm just-
Now, what page is your document? Okay, for some reason we skipped you, I apologize.
Yeah. She was up here, but yeah, it goes for now.
Go ahead.
So statewide testing, as you know, we did our six through eight in ELA math and grade 8 science, March 24th and 31st, and we've been doing, makeup this week. So by the end of this week, we should have all of our middle school testing done. SAT and PSAT testing also being done, so SAT was also March 24th and 26th, and they are doing makeups this week. The juniors were tested in reading, writing, and math, and also had to complete the statewide science test, and they were also doing PSATs with sophomores this week. So it's been a couple of weeks of testing. Spring sports update officially started March 29th. High school boys baseball had a game on Monday. They also have a game in Concord on Friday, depending on the rain/snow that's being predicted, of course. And then we have high school girls JV softball, and then middle school boys and girls baseball and softball. Technology training, so on our in-service day that we had on March, let's say it was 9th, we had, through our CSI grant work that we're doing, we're able to have a technology specialist work with the teachers and present different things on technology, and she touched on a bunch of things like Pear Deck, Moat, Padlet, Jamboards, that sort of thing. So the teachers wanted more on that, so on our early release day, then we did additional training with them. So just some updates for you. Pear Deck allows interactive PowerPoints. So the kids basically log into the PowerPoint, and there'll be questions. They can either do multiple choice questions, they can do short answer, they can drag and drop something on a map or a part of a sentence, like, you know, bring this to the noun, drop it on the noun. They can do how you're feeling right now, they can draw, they can circle, smiley faces, all that sort of stuff. So the teacher then gets another slide that shows all the kids' responses. So some teachers worked on that. Moat is audio feedback. So if you're, just say you're editing a child's Google Doc. Instead of typing all your answers, you can speak them. And they can click on the recording and they can hear what the teacher said. Those can also be embedded inside PowerPoint, or embedded inside, things like Google Classroom. So the announcement stream, can also be a verbal, recording. Padlet is like a digital wall, so if you've ever been in meetings where they put, white sheets, you just walk around with sticky notes and put things on, it's kind of the same thing, only electronically. But kids can also put questions on it for the teacher. They can put, as an exit thing, here's the things I learned today, things like that, so they can post things there. Jamboard we've been using, it's again, student participation during Google Meet, so it's kind of like a Padlet during, a Google Meet session. And then Google Forms, I've been using Google Forms like nonstop for surveys and that sort of thing. And even I learned different things. You can make sections, you can embed pictures, you can ask the students to upload a document for you, that sort of thing. So, student incentives, yes ma'am.
May I just say, I'm so glad I'm retired. I mean, this stuff is awesome, but,
It is a lot of work to learn, but once you learn it, then it becomes
wow, sorry.
Student incentives, so we know this has been a rough year for some of the kids who are struggling, so we're trying to give them bumps for, you know, keep working hard, pass your classes. So, for, was it the end of second quarter that they got them, or progress report? Progress report. So progress report time, kids got a ticket for every class they were passing at that point, and then we pulled them out of the hat for some prizes. We're going to do it again for the end of the third quarter. And then we tried doing some staff shout outs. So we have a Google form that staff were able to recognize each other. I'm going to send that out to parents. Staff Appreciation Week is May 3rd to 7th. So that we'll have some more of those hopefully back. That's just a quick update. All right, proposed program of study change. So in the last board meeting, you guys approved my program of study. We have a co-taught class, American Studies, that includes U.S. history and American literature, and they've asked that we separate that out. What they're finding is some kids are really good at English and struggle at social studies, and struggle in the class, or vice versa, they love social studies, they struggle at reading, now they struggle in class. So if we teach them independently, they'll be able to have one period dedicated to the class that they want, one teacher consistency. So if we were to do that, then the American Studies course description would come out, and we would add the English 11, American literature, and U.S. history.
I totally understood your explanation, but, oh God. I guess I'm asking, are both of the new courses required?
Yes.
Okay, so even if I really don't like history, I still have to take U.S. history? Okay. Okay, and English, American?
You have to have 4 years of English.
Okay, thank you, that's all, that was my only question, was we're dismantling them together, but, okay. All right, so you need a vote.
Well, I need a vote for making that change.
I will make a motion to approve the program of studies change from American Studies into American Literature and U.S. History.
A second.
Emily, thank you. Abigail?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
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 Thank you. Okay, I think we're on 5A, school calendar. We're going to change it, or we're leaving it this way? We sent it back.
Yeah, so we did to start after Labor Day.
Last year?
Well, this last time, I mean, this is, but I think part of the discussion was if we start after Labor Day, then we go a lot longer in June.
2 days.
Go ahead.
I got elected to talk to this one too. So when we brought this last meeting, you guys had asked for it to be a teacher workshop, the first and the second, and the first student day to be the 7th. The concern with that is those first couple of days with the kids is going through a lot of procedures. We give out the first day forms, a lot of paperwork. It's kind of nice to get that out of the way, and then after Labor Day, we hit the ground running. Also, we had changed our February vacation week to match Dover and Rochester, because the state's window doesn't start until the 28th. Try to align our calendars with them. Dover and Rochester are all starting before Labor Day. All of them, two of them, are both starting before Labor Day as well. So our kids will miss those, our CT kids will miss those days. We're going to be off sync from the start of the year. So, the thought was, it's still better for our kids to start 2 days before. I know it's only 2 days, but we're able to hit the ground running strong on September 7th, and our CT kids are not behind the curve with Rochester and Dover starting before.
Does anybody have any questions?
I will make a motion to approve the calendar as it has been presented with teacher workshops on Monday and Tuesday, August 30th and 31st, and students come back on the 1st and the 2nd.
Then have Friday and Monday off.
Yes. I'll second that.
Abigail? So that is different from last year's.
Yeah.
Because I haven't,
Actually, didn't we start super late this year because it was under different circumstances? No, it was just, we could.
any discussion?
To do after Labor Day? Okay.
Any discussion? Abigail?
No, not really. I mean, I kind of like I've always thought that it eased coming in before Labor Day, eased the transition back. And I hate that the kids are in school so late in June as it is. I mean, if I had it my way, I would say make the school year 5 days shorter and start after Labor Day and have it early in June, but I guess I don't have that kind of control.
All right.
Anybody else? Now I need a vote.
Oh, aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. No.
Okay. This out of the way here. Okay, what are we on now? Now, I think that was 86 that was the waiver. We discussed that already.
Correct.
So that's what we're done with. We're all done with that. That's what caused school calendars, dealing. Okay, I have some, I don't know if it's good news or bad news, but you have a total of 40 sealed minutes.
Oh.
We have sitting at the SAU.
I'm sorry, did we do, what was with the executive order?
We already took care of that. That was the waiver.
Oh, okay, that's the waiver, yeah.
Now, going back to the
Okay, sorry.
sealed minutes, we have 40 that we have to we got 21, that we can look at. We got 15 that are sealed indefinitely. Then we have 4 that are from the old SAU back in 2016 and 2017, because we separated them in 2017 and 2018. So my question to you people is, how do we want to take care of all these sealed minutes and review them? Do we want to do a workshop, or do we want to do a couple every time we meet? Or, it's up to you.
Couple every time.
We meet?
Yeah.
Everybody agreeable?
Yes, fine.
I mean, you had a whole bunch, and it takes us a while to go through them all, right?
Well, technically, we got 21 we can do, okay? 15 are sealed indefinitely, so I don't know what to do about those. And I said 4 are from the SAU. We have a total of 40. So if we do 2 or 3 each session, it's up to you.
It's still gonna take us for, now, the 21, I mean, I know you said the indefinitely, but I know we had some that were sealed here.
They will fall under the 21.
Because we have to go through the unsealing, and then we have to read
In non-public,
in non-public, and,
and we come out.
right, so I'm just thinking, I mean, I know we've done it in the past, but we've never really completed any of them, you know, like, we did 3, and then maybe 3 in a couple of other meetings, but we never finished the ones that we had started. So I would almost rather have a meeting devoted to taking care of them, because that is an awful lot to have still sealed, not sealed. So,
It's up to the, no, what? So I need a motion or something. they wanna do?
Well, I make a motion to do a couple every meeting. Yeah, I just think it would be just a little bit at a time, so we don't, it's, oh gosh, I can't imagine, yeah.
Is that,
Break it up a little bit.
now, is that a second from you, Abigail?
Yeah, I think it'd be easier. And not,
Can I just make an addendum? Did I hear the word every meeting?
yes. Right, just do like a couple at a time. Yeah.
But every single meeting?
Sure.
Okay, as long as it's every single meeting, because I know we kind of fell behind.
That's gonna take you. We don't know how many more we're gonna add, but it's okay. But not all that 21 you're gonna be able to do right off, because you got some fairly new ones that have been sealed. It's gonna take you at least,
It's 7 meetings. If we only do 3 a meeting,
yeah, seven
that would be
meetings.
7 meetings, which is gonna bring us to summer.
Well, party during the summer.
Okay. I
Okay.
make a motion, we have a party during the summer.
Okay, so you want, how many, we want 3 or 2?
I would say at least 3.
At least three at each one.
3, okay, I'll make sure. I'll put it on the list. Okay, we, okay with 3?
Yep.
Okay, Abigail?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
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 Okay, so, okay, we've taken care of that. Peg, I think you're up again.
Okay. Salary retention plan. We know that everybody is underpaid. We are having problems with retaining people. The town did, in my estimation, an awesome job looking at every single job in the district, or in the town, by the district. Looked at comparative salaries, and then broke it out. I mean, like, I look at the teacher's contract, and they have steps. If they get certain certification, or additional certification, they get some kind of a bonus. Basically, what the town did was something like that. So I'll maybe just take the fire department as an example. If I am a first-year straight fireman, I get $1.80 an hour. I get, and Jan's looking at me like, oh my gosh. And then my second year, I get $1.85. But then I get some kind of a certification, and I get a bump in my salary, but then I go back to, it was a very complicated process, believe me. I go back to first year at that particular position, and then I move up on that one, and then if I become, say, a paramedic, I get more money and a different classification, but I go back to year 1 on the salary scale. It was approved by the town because everybody is having problems keeping people, and we certainly have seen that this year with us. So I would like to propose that, since Doug and I are the negotiating team, that we get together and pull something together, and then obviously present it to the board and, you know, work on it, see what people think. So I guess I'm just looking for everybody on the board's blessing to get started. I mean, Doug and I have looked at custodians, bus drivers, and paras before, and really did a comparative study of what everybody was making. And one of the things that I really remember from the custodians is when I did research for them, found that just about every single district gave them a differential for second shift. And so we added that, and that came to the board and was approved, so.
So I think what Peg's asking, if you want us to formulate a salary retention plan and present it to the voters in March like the town did it this last March. And what that does, that program, what it did, and I don't know if people realized, it automatically puts the pay raises, if it's approved, into the default budget. So the people every year get a pay raise, and it's automatically put into the default budget.
Right. I mean, I highly recommend doing it.
It's up to the board.
I know. So can I make a motion that we do it?
Well, nothing's stopping you.
Okay, I will make a motion that Doug and I, as part of the negotiating team, get together and pull together a salary retention schedule for the district. All people not specified under the teacher's contract, because that's totally.
Second it for discussion. Anybody have any questions? Do you think it's a good idea or a bad idea?
I see.
Any hands?
I have to come over here and look. I don't have any questions or issues.
Anybody? Okay. All right, Abigail?
Aye.
Peg?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Aye.
Okay, all right. Let's take care of the minutes and post it and everything else. I kind of think, 5E ought to be moved down to non-public. I don't know about the rest of you. More comfortable down there.
Oh, okay.
I think it should have been down there anyway. Does anybody have a problem with that?
No?
The only problem I have is if we do that in non-public, are we not gonna be able to, while posting?
Oh, can we come out of non-public and then talk about posting it in public?
Well, do you want to, you got the information in front of you? If you want to discuss it, we'll discuss it. You should have got it. I gave you the app that's going to go forward. Okay. That's 89B written in ink. And there's a job description. You didn't have that before, so. Okay, that's it. Does the board want this to proceed and see what happens?
I really would like to make a statement, I guess. Quite honestly, until Earl presented this combination to us, I had never heard of it being done anywhere. So I did some research. I know Doug gave me a school district, couple of school districts too, just to see if it was a viable solution for Milton. There are only 4 districts within the state of New Hampshire who do not have a full-time superintendent and business manager. Every single one of these 4 districts only have elementary schools with an average, I think the lowest was 71 students, the highest was 79, so I just said an average of 75 students. One of them only had a business consultant that really did not work full-time and was more, oh, I've got a question, so I will talk to this business consultant. I don't know, just based on my experience, the responsibilities of each position are very, very different. And I honestly cannot imagine a single person having both the financial expertise and the education expertise to effectively and efficiently perform both sets of duties. And that's what I have to say about that.
The only thing I gotta say is that we won't know if it's gonna work, and it doesn't mean we can't find the right person in order to make it work. Okay.
I agree.
We've got a superintendent misspell.
Super.
We got a super yeah, I can't even say it.
So do we want to put this app out? Do I have a motion to do it?
I'll make a motion to put that out.
And see what happens?
Yep, I second it.
Okay,
Aye.
Peg?
No.
Aye.
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 So,
Done.
goes out, see what happens.
Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see
We'll
what
see,
does happen.
see if it works out. Might not, we don't know that. Okay. moving on down to, 6A, scoreboard update. Bob,
Yep, I'm ready. All right.
speak loud and clear.
All right, yeah, a couple of weeks back, I started looking into trying to figure out what it would actually cost to get the sign mounted and pull in the electrical wiring and get the sign started up. So in order to pursue that, I started looking at sign companies that were in the area. So I met with Dasco Signs, DASCO Signs, and they're right over up on the hill above Milton Mills out of Acton, Maine. It's a company that's been in business since 1983. They actually do sign design, they do all the fabrication, they do installation, and they do service work. So they've done like a ton of the Dunkin' Donuts work, all of the rebranding from Verizon to Fairpoint, and from Fairpoint ultimately to Consolidated. So it's a professional company that has all the skills to do the job that we would have that remains in order to get the softball field scoreboard up and running. As we continue the discussion and the owner of the company considered the work that needed to be done, he came back with an offer to donate the installation of the sign and complete the electrical. And we're hoping that we could do that work the school vacation week, if you agree.
Yes, I just had a couple of questions. Because it goes to, this has been going on for over a year. And I'm glad, but I'm still concerned that this has taken as long as it has taken, and I want that noted for the record. And with that said, I won't go any further.
Okay, what I want to add, I guess everybody could blame the chairman, okay? The thing is, I want everybody to realize this has been one heck of a year for all of us, okay? And I think, and I'm going to say this, I think everybody, especially in Milton, has done the most wonderfulest job we could ask of anybody, okay? So if you're going to blame anybody, blame the chairman, okay? And we can't do it during the winter. So does anybody want to make a motion that we get this job done? Because if it doesn't get done, I'm going to go and make a motion that we see if we can find the money in the operating. But if they're going to donate it, I'm going to do it.
I will make a motion to accept the wonderful donation from Dasco Sign to install the scoreboard and do the wiring. Hook it up. Get it going.
Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Do we have any more discussion?
Thank you, Bob.
Okay, now, that was one of the reasons, that's one of the reasons I made that list, so we can prioritize things and get them done. Okay.
I have a question for you, Doug.
Go ahead.
The business administrator, other than doing the budget, does he oversee any departments?
Any what?
Does he oversee any departments? Who oversees facilities?
Yes, I can answer that. Yes, he does. He does buildings and grounds and transportation.
Okay, then if that's the case, I'd like to hear updates on any outstanding projects on a regular basis so we know how things are progressing from the business administrator, because so things aren't falling behind the cracks.
Okay. Well, I think the one that would give you the best update would probably be Bob.
But I'm thinking that if we have if the administrator is, make sure that it's on the updates up on a regular basis, that he's following up on everything.
Bob, what do we have left that needs to be done?
Well, currently what we have scheduled is the update of the Nuke fire alarm system, and that's scheduled for July 6th. this summer.
That's the alarm system.
Yeah, the fire alarm system.
Now, do we have any other project out there?
We do not beyond that.
We got a,
The fire department list?
well, go ahead, ask it.
Where do we stand on the fire department list?
Everything was closed in that, as I reported out, with the exception of the annual emergency light inspection, or how that will actually be done.
Okay.
Have we figured out a solution yet, Bob?
No,
Okay, well, I'm gonna ask you to go back to your minutes, page 5, 6, and I'll give you a report. I did do my part on that to-do list. I called, Julius, and I cannot get before the CIP program, because the program is not set up in order to get that on the schedule. So that's gonna take a couple of months, 2 or 3 months. So I did call about that. I'll call on again and make sure it gets done. We're gonna talk about, that house tonight, and I hope we make a decision. And the Damon House will be down the road. We're gonna visit, I think it's right, within the pay retention program, we will be visiting the custodian schedule and pay.
Nice.
That will be done. So I think, I mean, they're good questions. You can blame me for that one too, but now we have a list. Okay,
We need to vote on,
go ahead.
we vote on the scoreboard?
No, we have not. Not yet. Are we ready?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Aye.
Aye.
go ahead. Good job, everybody.
Go get it, Bob.
all right, thank you.
All right. Thank you, Bob.
Let us know when it's up.
Now, did
I will.
Nate leave?
Thank you.
Yeah? I can't see him. I need new glasses.
Yeah.
Okay, page 90, there's custodian salary schedule update. Now, this is grant money,
Yes,
okay? Now, that thing on the bottom, step 1 to step 11, is that, that increase is only temporarily?
correct. Just for the rest of this fiscal year.
It'll come out of grant money.
And also that 12,103.75 is not accurate anymore. It's actually gonna be less than that. Because we've had
Okay.
2 custodians leave.
Well, we're gonna have to fill those positions, aren't we?
Yep. I mean, as
No.
is right now, it would be less.
Okay, well, that's not a bad price. Anybody, so you need from us a motion to, increase those salaries until the end of the school year, is that right?
Yes, please.
And it'll be taken out of, Jen?
ESER
Has
2.
that been approved? So we're okay with that one?
What about summer school?
Okay, so Melissa and Peg won't have to pay this one.
I'll write it.
Oh,
Go ahead.
but what about summer school? Because we're probably gonna have a lot of students making up summer school, so we're gonna need and the custodians are gonna have to do all that extra cleaning.
But I said, I did say at the end of the year.
I think you meant the end of the school year, that's what I was making sure that it's through the,
No, you said fiscal year, which is the end of June.
right.
I
Correct.
didn't think, but that's good, that's a good catch.
Yeah.
So I just wanna make sure that if we're going doing this, we're doing it for summer as well, just to, I'm sure you're gonna be having classes somewhere.
So I'll make a motion that we pay these increases till the end of our school year of,
I will,
20 to 21.
I will second that.
Pay these rates. Now, I do have a question. This won't affect the people that's under that, non-benefit pay raise? The 1565,
Correct, it won't.
They won't be affected. Okay.
They're contract people, aren't they?
No, not necessarily.
The subs are not contracted, no.
Okay, all right, thank you, never mind.
So we all understand this? We all set to go?
Confused.
You're confused?
I'm confused.
I am
When will this go through?
immediately. Immediately,
When will it end?
end of the school.
End of the school year, but is that in June?
June,
This June?
yes,
But I'm worried about summer school.
oh, you wanna go through the whole year?
I want to go through this, I just want to go through the summer program because there's going to be school.
Well, that's gonna be a different budget.
Different amount.
Yeah.
You know what? Can we, Melissa, can we do this and then come back with another amount?
And that's fine, I'm just,
End of June and see if that'll come out of a grant?
okay, I'm just trying to cover. Yeah, their fiscal years are different for the grant.
So,
If you voted now, it would include it. You could include it for the summer as well.
Oh,
Okay,
good question. Good.
think you amend your motion?
I didn't make it yet. We're discussing.
kinda, sorta.
You make the motion so we know it's right.
All right, can I make a motion that we continue this through the summer of 2021?
Okay. I'm happy.
I would second that one, Melissa.
Okay, do we have any discussion?
No, sir.
We okay,
Yeah.
we okay with it? Earl, anybody?
Yes, I do. I think that, I don't want to take away from the vote, but we'll hold Melissa brings up an excellent point. I think this we have to embed this because Jen will tell you, looking forward, the more we put in, and we are expecting another round of ESSER funds. And I think that we know that there is significant gaps that has happened because we have not had 5 days of in-person instruction. And the more money, I think May 14th, we should begin to assuredly, hopefully we'll be all open, we'll be all set, and we'll be turning ourselves into July. So I think that is going to be huge in terms of what we do. And the more money we can embed, the more commitments we make. You could have the vote, but on May 14th, we should address that.
What?
Jen, embed the money, please.
I didn't understand a word that he said. He just agreeing with us.
You have to take your mask off so I can hear you, I'm sorry.
We are planning a summer school program for kids who are gonna need extra support.
Right, so I think he's disagreeing with us. All right.
So Earl, do you want to know if there's enough money in the grant to cover through the summer?
What I'm saying is they need to do that so that you can include it within the grant.
I already did. We're good.
Good. Okay,
So already, so we can fly.
correct.
Thank you, Jen.
Aye.
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 So that's done. Now,
Phew.
for my notes, it was Melissa that made the motion.
Yes.
Who seconded it?
I don't, did I? I think I did.
Thank
You
you.
did.
Yeah, you did.
Okay, so, okay, I just want to get that down for my notes, okay? That flies.
And after the amendment, yes.
Please.
Okay, 92 and 103. This is on our list, and I keep being called, want to do with it. So Bob and I, can we say we had a date, Bob? This afternoon, he didn't pay for my lunch or anything, but him and I went up and looked at that building, and between you and I, everybody, Bob can put his opinion in. I don't recommend it. I think it's in bad shape. Might have lead paint on it, might have lead caulking, might have lead glass. And I mean, I'm a history buff and I'd like to see it saved, but our job as a school is to spend our money on the kids. I don't know what Bob wants to add to that or not, but it's up to the board.
Well, and you talked about all of us going, and I mean, I did go up and at least look around, and the back end was really bad. I mean, I just kind of looked through the window of the main portion.
The ceiling's caving in, the roof's leaking, the sills are rotted.
No, and the front part too, I mean, I couldn't tell in the front part, but.
Bob?
Yes, yes, some of the other things I noted too, if you look at it from the street, the ridge line is sagging as well. So structurally, there's definitely some issues going on. I'd be concerned about asbestos containing material. Again, it can be in the caulking, it could be insulation, it could be in the wood stove area, flue piping, chimney lining. Any unknown materials, I was thinking as well too, that could be buried on the property that we don't even know about, and we wouldn't own the land. And then with the issue of the building getting wet in many areas and other evidence of them trying to create some ventilation underneath the front building, I'd be concerned about mold too. So you'd want to do a mold analysis as well too, to even think about it. So that's what I had to add.
So, I guess obviously the land is not ours.
Wouldn't be ours, we'd have to,
Right, I mean, the land currently is not ours, would not be ours, so we've got this building that's falling apart. If we tried to move it somewhere, it would probably fall apart. Correct assumption on that one? Bob?
It's hard to say without getting underneath and knowing. I mean, if along with the sills, there's actually issues with all the floor joists, it would be hard to jack it up and move it. Yeah, it would. I'd be pretty nervous about it.
So, should we demolish it?
it's not ours, we're determining if we're gonna accept it.
Oh, so we, even though it belonged to us,
It don't belong to us now, it belongs to the church. They want us
I
to
know.
accept it.
but it did belong to us at one point.
It belonged to somebody down there.
What?
Was a school at one time, yes.
Right.
But you have all
Well,
the,
I vote that we
Who
don't
owns the
accept
land?
it.
what's that?
Who owns the land? I'm like, kind of,
The people behind it or the people across the street,
okay.
it's, the church does not own the land.
Right, that I knew,
Okay.
but I'm like, who?
But it's like, you know,
Right.
Mr. and Mrs. Jones.
So you make
Privately
that,
owned land.
Peg, you're making an motion that we do not accept it.
Yes.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Okay. Do I have any discussion? Okay.
Aye.
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 Earl, we'll need to write a letter to them and to John. Tammy?
Who seconded that? Because I can't see and hear. It's,
Vanessa.
thank you.
Yes, Doug. Yes, correct.
So,
We'll need to do that.
to John Catwick and the Reverend, and tell them we regret the fact that, I think it's sad to see it just be dilapidated, but, write them a letter and tell them we will not accept it. We could take that off our to-do list.
All right.
Okay. All right. All right, okay, moving right along. Committee reports? I have one.
You do?
I went to that's good, I can't even remember the initials, that government efficiency program, and, I went to it, Tuesday night. And, moving right along. We should be eventually getting a report from them. So, that's all I've got. Meg?
Actually, I have a question because I know that was started when I was on the economic development committee, and that was kind of started afterwards, and several things were, I don't know, coexisting perhaps.
Well, what happened?
And the economic development committee now is just gone.
Well, the reason I think one of the reasons, they thought it was dissolved, but one reason it probably was a meeting they fixed because of the COVID. I
Yeah,
believe
no,
it.
it wasn't going anywhere, and then this person came along, and,
So we picked up this part of it.
yeah.
I think they're looking for volunteers for the CIP program.
Yeah.
Oh, and that's another thing I think we as a board ought to have a representative on there.
I agree with you, totally, absolutely.
So I don't know if we want to make a motion to,
You know what? If we do, I will make a motion to have you be our representative, Doug, because you've done it before.
to done what? CIP
CIP, yep.
on it. It's gonna deal with figures or money,
You can call me.
okay? Do I have
How
a,
much is 2 and 2?
5? Do I have a second?
I second.
Melissa? Write that down. Peg and Melissa. Did you get that, Tammy?
Yes, I did.
Go on the CIP.
Yeah, yes.
I can't see, I need new trifocals. To go, Doug will go on be the representative to the,
Do CIP,
CIP program.
good.
Okay,
Aye. Aye.
aye,
Aye. Aye.
okay,
Good luck.
Good.
Nothing really on the budget committee. I mean, all of our internal committees, you know, with our new whatevers. But I would like to see the policy, our internal policy committee get going again. I know the New Hampshire School Board Association sent out quite a few, or have quite a few policies. That's it. And we just have a budget committee meeting on, what, 3rd, 4th Tuesday?
yeah, set.
Okay.
So will the policy committee be meeting?
Sure.
Sure.
God, who's on that? Was it,
Yeah, Emily.
was it
Emily and school.
Melissa?
Yeah, the meetings.
Because even, yeah, you're gonna have quite a lot of work to do. Okay.
I have a question. I know what are you calling it, Earl, Exploration Committee?
It's still going.
Are we
It's on
ever gonna
Monday.
get, the whole board, are we gonna get any kind of an update?
You'll get it on May 14th. It's on the agenda to be discussed on Monday night, April 19th. Tammy and everyone on the committee has the agenda. Abigail has it. Tammy has it. Doug Shute has it. It was sent out. It's going to be posted on the website. Correct, Tammy? You'll get it up there, right?
Yes.
So that didn't,
Well, I
so
didn't.
you guys are
get
meeting?
I didn't get the link, if it's going to be, I
Yeah.
didn't get anything. All I got was the agenda.
No, but it is on, in answering Peg Hurd's question, is the board going to receive an update? Yes, it is on the agenda of the exploratory committee that's meeting Monday, April 19th at 6 o'clock. And on the agenda is to give an update to the school board on the workings of the exploratory committee.
Okay, because you said something about May 15th or 14th, and I'm going, okay, what? All right, so
May
you guys are just gonna be
14th
talking about,
May 14th is when the board meets. And the exploratory committee is going to be asking to be on the agenda to go over what you just asked. You asked when are
okay,
the
all
board
right,
going to hear?
thank you.
And that's the answer. At the next regularly scheduled school board meeting on May 14th.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
May I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
So are we
Go ahead.
going to start? Are we going to start the facilities meetings and the policies meetings? Like the facility would be the first week of our meetings, or the first Wednesday of our meetings, and then the policy would, like we did last time. Is that how you're going to do it? Going to switch it around? I
don't
just want to
know.
make sure I put it on my schedule. And it would start at
Well-
5 o'clock, correct?
We're gonna have to discuss that with Steve. We don't have to discuss it ourselves.
But did we ever, when we were at
Okay.
town hall, we never recorded those
I
meetings?
was just asking,
No, we never did.
'cause I wanted to
So
put
we
it on
don't
my
need
schedule.
Steve until the real meeting.
Well, you and I can meet in the community room if we need to do that.
We can meet out in the,
No, it's gotta be public.
we can meet out in the parking lot, that's public.
Well, I think it will, can we,
I think it's a good question.
I'm not saying it,
Everything down?
yeah. Well, let the policy committee meet and see when they're gonna, could get it coordinated and let us know when they're ready to go. And
Yeah.
Peg and I'll get together and see when we're ready to go.
And Bob? Yeah, we'll need Bob though.
We need, Nate
Nate?
and Earl. Well, we could do it through your Zoom too. That's what we could do.
Yeah, through my Zoom, yeah.
Do it through your Zoom.
Bob and Nate?
Emily, do you know how to do Zoom? I don't.
Yeah, I'm
You
good.
don't want to do?
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't say that. I didn't say that.
We could meet, you know, like at 5, well, probably not at 5 o'clock because we have to be here at 6. But we could meet through Zoom, my account, so we wouldn't have to even meet. So that would be for Bob and Nate and Earl and me and Doug.
Sounds good to me.
Yeah, okay.
Correct.
Peg, I was in disagreement. I don't know how to set up a Zoom program. That's what I was asking Emily. She's smiling. I am. She knows how to do it. I don't.
Do you have a Zoom? So you could do that too. 'Cause I've got a Zoom. I like to Zoom.
I don't know how to Zoom.
Well, I can tell you how to Zoom, how to get on Zoom.
Okay. I know how to get on Zoom, but I don't know how to do all the other stuff.
Yeah.
Because of my, backwards.
All right, so 3 of you were somehow semi-showing below Tammy. Tammy's on the top, and then I see 3 faces. How about an email, and we'll figure out when we can do it?
Okay.
And then Tammy, you can too. I have never recorded, but I know that there's a record button, but then you'd have to, I don't know what to do after that. So Tammy, if you want to Zoom with us and take minutes?
I think she might be on mute.
Shake your head,
You have to have-
Tammy, yes or no?
Able to record anyway, but no,
No, you don't want to do Zoom?
I think she's dropping out.
Okay, all right.
She's dropping out, I think.
something's wrong with my computer. I gotta fix it.
She's dropping in out.
Okay, then I will send an email out to the people in charge or involved or whatever.
Okay, we all set with that?
So,
Any more committee?
can you hear me
Go
now?
ahead. Yes.
Sorry, my internet's a little sketchy. If you're going to record, you have to have an account. So whatever
I
you guys
do.
want
I
to do,
do,
just,
Tammy.
okay.
Tammy, I do have an account and it does have the record and I see the little red thing. But where it goes after
Okay.
that, it's, like black hole.
I can tell you.
Okay. I'm counting on you.
Okay.
Thank you.
So we're all set with committee? All right. All set? Anybody else? Public comments? All right. All right, I'll need a motion to enter non-public.
Make a motion to enter non-public.
Emily? Do a second?
Second.
Okay. It'll be under RSA, A, 32, A, B, C, D, E, I, J, and L. Okay, we're non-public. Guess we got a disconnect or something here.